Let's talk about those Calgary Flames, shall we? We've been talking about it for a little while. An absolute slide. I mean, dropping that game against the New York Islanders and then now in regulation against the New Jersey Devils on a slipper through the 5-hole on Jacob Markstrom in the final 10 minutes of the game. That's a backbreaker. And I'm looking at this team, and look, I know there's a bunch of injuries. I know Tanev is out. I know Huberdeau was out last game. I know that they're missing a bunch of guys. Michael Stone on the back end as well. Like, there's quite a few injuries. But in the last minute of the game, you're putting Trevor Lewis on the ice 6-on-5. And again, not even 2014, 2012 Stanley Cup winning Trevor Lewis. 2022 Trevor Lewis is like retirement home Trevor Lewis. Don't get me wrong, he's still an effective player, all right? He's still good as a fourth liner. You put him in as a plug, he does his job, he's a very solid player. But you do not have any reason to put him there 6-on-5. Oh, well, everybody's injured. Okay, well, if you're going to play guys like Gilbert, like Nick DeSimone, like Adam Ruzicka, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to pull up a guy like Matthew Phillips who just scored a hat trick in the Wranglers last game, or Connor Zary who's been lighting it up down there. There's talented players who can help you. I've been shouting this from the rooftops for a while. Hopefully that loss yesterday against New Jersey will finally be the call that Darryl Sutter needs to wake himself up as far as putting actual skilled players in his lineup instead of plugs with stone hands. Like, come on here. I mean, seriously, you already have Brett Ritchie. Okay, you already have Milan Lucic. You can't overload your team. Like, if Darryl had his way, I'm sure his entire team would be Brett Ritchie, Milan Lucic. Ritchie, Milan Lucic, everywhere. But that's not how this NHL works. Maybe in the 80s, even in the 80s, man. Like, guys like Gretzky and Lemieux, like, this is not it. You need more skilled, talented players than you have right now. And I don't want to hear they don't have it. And because it's the injuries and the injury bug and all this stuff, they've got them. Give them a chance. And if you don't like it, make a trade if you don't want to use the guys you have in the AHL. But I don't understand why. Like, I know Matthew Phillips is 5'7". I know Connor Zary still needs a little bit of seasoning, and he's still developing. Jacob Peltier, I also know undersized. Those are three guys who were quote-unquote undersized for the NHL. Give them a chance. They'll put up some points. Seriously, guys like Backlund, guys like Coleman, like Mangiapane, like Toffoli, like Lindholm, they need some help here. They need some more talent to help here. And I know, again, Huberdeau, he's $10.5 million. I know he hasn't done much of anything this season, but he's supposed to be one of your top players. He's hurt. He's day-to-day. You got to deal with it here. This is turning into a disaster. What is that, 5-6 straight losses for the Calgary Flames after yesterday? This is turning into a disaster quickly, and you've got the Boston Bruins coming up next. That's going to be a tough game. You can keep band-aiding stuff, but at the end of the day, at some point, you're going to have to take a real hard look. Darryl, he always preaches about telling his players, take a hard look in the mirror and come to play, come to compete, putting the blame on these guys. Darryl, you need to take some onus about the lineup that you're icing out there. Come on. This is not 1985, and even if it was, I'm sorry, Stonehand guys like Brett Ritchie, and even, hey, I know he played better, but Ruzicka, let's be real, these types of guys, Trevor Lewis, they're decent. They have a spot in the NHL, a spot in the lineup, but it's on the fourth line, no higher, even with injuries. You have talent in the system. Bring it up. Give it a chance. Enough with this. Seriously, I'm tired of every shift getting rolled out, seeing plug after plug after plug. It's time now to make a change. Let somebody with actual talent, actual skill. I was watching the Montreal Canadiens yesterday in the shootout, in overtime, even in the last few minutes. They were zipping it around. Guys like Suzuki, Caulfield, right? Like, even Kirby Doc. Like, these are the types of guys. Sean Monahan. Remember him? Huh, Calgary Flames fans? Like, guys with talent. I know Monahan was a cyborg when he played for the Flames in his last couple of years, but still, like, some talent would be nice. And Darryl, if you don't see that, I don't know what's going to help you, man. If you think icing the type of lineup you've iced the past two nights is going to win you games in the National Hockey League on a consistent basis, I don't know what they've got up there in Viking, man, but stop taking it seriously. They need some help. I mean, I'm serious right now. I don't even know what's going on with this team anymore. My head is just spinning. I'm baffled. I don't recognize this team. It's boring to watch on top of that. And there's a difference between being boring, slow cooker team that comes to you and at the end of the day, they grind together a win. No, this team is boring and bad. Okay? You've got Nazem Kadri trying to cook something up. He's got nothing around him. All right? He needs some help. And there is some there. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on with this team, but it needs to get fixed now before the slide turns really bad, okay? Vancouver Canucks-esque. Let's stop it before it gets there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. As usual, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.